How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Project Ricer. Today I'm going to show you how to avoid getting pulled over with a loud exhaust. Now, if you're a ricer like myself, you probably have had a car with an aftermarket exhaust on it, preferably a fart can, as most people call it, like I did in this clip from my last Eclipse. Now, I used to get pulled over a lot. I used to get pulled over a couple of times a day sometimes because the cops in my state of Massachusetts don't like loud exhaust. But as a racer like myself, I am prepared to figure this out. So today I'm going to show you how to avoid getting pulled over by cops if your state doesn't want it. You're going to need a few things here. You're going to need some tools, 14 millimeters for me, whatever size your exhaust is. You're going to need a bolt to fit your exhaust and 2 nuts. And also what you're going to need are some washers. If you don't have washers like myself, you can use zip ties. Okay? Next thing you're going to do is safely lift your car up. If you use a hydraulic jack, make sure you have jack stands or cinder blocks or something like that. Or you could do what I did and use metal ramps or plastic ramps if that suffices you. Just make sure it's safe. If you ever go under the car, just make sure it doesn't move and you're all set. Alright, so first things first, you want to take your bolt. If you have zip ties or washers, you want to zip tie around the bolt, or we'll use a washer. Washers are easier. You want to get this ready. Just going to do this real quick. So the reason for using these zip ties is this bolt is a little too big for my exhaust. So I'm kind of freeing up this, or using up this space right here on the end. If you have washers, obviously you're going to need more, but 2 zip ties seem to work. You're going to want to cut off the ends here so you don't have these things hanging out. So your final result will look like this. If you're using zip ties, washers will be a lot easier for this job. Now we go under the car with our 14 mil, grab the pair of pliers and our 2 nuts. Don't mind the surface rust. I live in New England. We get snow. Anyway, so I'm under the car. The muffler's right here. What you want to do is you go to your first flange here from the muffler back. Okay. As you can see, I took out 2 bolts already. The farther bolt and this bolt. Now you want to take this bolt off or this nut off with this bolt. Alright, so now we've unbolted the exhaust. As you can see, it's completely apart. It's hanging there. So now what you're going to do is take your new bolt with the zip ties or washers on it. Okay. You want to stick it through one side. I need 2 hands to do this. So you're going to stick it through one side just like that. Okay, let the camera focus. Now you're going to take one of the nuts. So just like that. And then tighten that up. We'll do in a second. And your result will look like this. You have it in one side. You want to tighten this up as much as possible, as much as you can. Keep tightening and tightening until it's all the way down. And then your next step is to now put the bolt right in where it's supposed to go, just like that. So now we've got a gap. Alright. So normally there would be an exhaust gasket in here. I actually took it out. You can choose to do the same, or you can choose to not do the same. Either way, it does not matter. There is now an exhaust leak on purpose. Now tighten this other bolt, or tighten this other nut onto the end there. Tighten it as hard as possible, and do the same thing all around. And we'll go on from there. Okay, so now this is all tightened on. I only did one just to show you guys real quick. What you want to do is do it on the other 2 as well, so it's more sturdy. Okay, but now this is tight. This ain't going nowhere. These are actually lock nuts too. Actually preferred if you want to do this yourself. A little bit more expensive, but totally worth it. Now they won't go nowhere. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we now have our finished result. Don't mind the wind, it's kind of crappy out today. But right now I'm going to show you before. I took an exhaust clip before I did it. I'm going to show you the after. So here's the before. And now here's our final result. So now if you did it right, your car should be a bit louder. Yes, it is not illegal to do this, but you still have a stock muffler, so cops won't really ask. And if you do get pulled over, what I usually tell them is I just got an exhaust leak or something broke. We here at Project Racer love to create exhaust leaks on purpose, as you can tell. So now we're going to take it down the street and see what she sounds like. If you guys want to see more on Project Racer, just hit the subscribe button down below. We'll be doing more crazy shit. More cars will be coming in. I got a few friends that I'm going to be collabing with as well. If you haven't got a chance, check out my last video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. For all of us here at Project Racer, have a good day.
And the same ones that I ride with be the same ones that I die with. Put it all out on the line with. If you're looking for me, you can find wit in the new car or the crown with. My new broad, that's a fine chick. And the weather squad I'm down with. Ain't no